Hey everybody, this is a video overview of this knife. And this knife is the smooth bone version of the Indian River Jack from North River Knives. Northwood Knives is a brand that used to be independent, and it was sold through various channels. It was bought by Derek Bond, who runs Knives Ship Free, and the deal was that he had to keep making knives in America and to keep making nice knives, and I think that was easily achieved here. So the Indian River Jack has gone through a couple of different iterations with different handle scale material covers and different blade steels, but the basics of the knife are really the same. So first, start out, you have this cigar-shaped handle, and it has double bolsters, and you have a single blade, and the blade is a nice spear point blade. Typically the blade, like on this one, is convex ground, and gives you a very different sort of cutting geometry from the normal everyday pocket knife. And you also have the shield. The shield is a little arrowhead. And let me see if I can get this knife up a little closer. So there you go. You can see that knife in pretty good detail. This knife is made out of CPM 154 steel, which is a powder metallurgy version of 154 CM. It's a stainless steel. It's a little nicer than VG10, but the big deal with the CPM 154 is that it's a powder metallurgy steel, producing a really uniform grain structure. And the end result is a very, very nice knife. Lots and lots of custom makers use CPM 154 because it grinds well, it produces a nice edge, you can polish it. It's just a really good all-around steel, and here I like it quite a bit. The knife, as you can see, is a traditional slip joint. It has a half stop. Let me see if I can hit it. There you go. So there's a half stop, and there you go. And it has nice walk and talk. It has a good nail neck here. The spring is quite strong. And the blade shape is, a traditional knife blade shape, but with the convex edge, I've had this knife stay sharper longer than any traditional knife I've ever had. Now granted, most of the traditional knives that I've had run 440C or 1095 or in whatever the butter knife steel is on case knives, but this knife has been just incredibly sharp, and it's easy to get that like super sticky edge back just by stropping, and I think that has a lot to do with the convex edge. It's really, really mild convexing here. It's nothing crazy, but it's pretty darn good. I like the way the knife looks. I like the way the knife feels. The knife feels really, really great. It's very, very slim. You want to see a comparison. So that's the Northwood Knives Indian River Jack, and I'm going to show you in 1 second the Case Cadet. So there's the Cadet. We all know that the Cadet is a super, super slim knife. But the Northwood Knives Indian River Jack is not much fatter. It's actually quite slim for the knife of this size. The other really cool thing about the knife, as it's shipped from Knives Ship Free, is it comes, let me show if I can, let's see if I can show you, it comes in this very nice, very, very nice little tiny leather pouch. So just squeeze it and mouth opens, drop the knife in, and there it is. And it just rides in your pocket that way. It's actually quite thin, quite flat, and it keeps it in really good shape. Give it a squeeze, it pops right out. This knife is a really, really good knife. It's beautiful. The fit and finish is spectacular. The brass liners are nice and flush with the bone. Every edge, every single edge here is somehow rounded or touched up, other than the cutting edge. And it's really, really comfy. I like the knife. I think that it is an excellent looking knife. It's a really good performer. And I've come to realize that I don't necessarily need one hand open. I mean, it's nice, but you get something this classy looking, it's really hard to pass up. Now here's the big thing. This knife has really, really great materials. The smooth bone, the CPM 154, it has really nice fit and finish, and yet it's only $129. And it's $129 shipped to your door, including the slipcase. That's a pretty extraordinary value given the quality of the knife, the size of the knife, the performance of the knife, and its competitors out there. I think you're going to be really hard pressed to find something that runs in this same category with the same premium materials and the same fit and finish at 129 bucks. There really isn't anything in the traditional knife world that I can think of that comes close. I mean, some of the nicer cases are very good, but they don't have the steel that this thing does. I mean, this has some really great steel. And then if you look at stuff like the CRKT, or the CRK Nandi, or the William Henry EDC6, again, that's a knife those are knives that are much, much more expensive. The EDC6 is $250, and then the Nandi is $375. So there you go, an overview of the Indian River Jack by Northwoods.